Okay, now it's time to answer some of your guys' questions. I know I got a few of why or where I moved, so that was answered earlier in the video. Now we have some other questions about my freelance job, which a lot of people are curious about. I can do a more in-depth video, but I kind of feel like it's not the right content for this channel. So I have actually decided to start a new channel for my freelance stuff, showing you guys like what I do, how I run my business, different things about designing, illustration, like all the apps that I have, like everything you want to know will be on that channel. It will be started really soon. I just have to get all the details ready and a few videos recorded so that I have a few of them to go up right away. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. I'm gonna start a freelance channel for you guys. But I can answer some questions here. So a question I got from someone was what apps I use to run my business. And I'm not sure if you mean like what I use to create my work, or if you use like how I actually run my business. Like QuickBooks is a big help for me to run my business, and then I have a tax person who does all my taxes, which I have that appointment coming up. But I don't think I use any other, maybe like notes to make sure I write down important dates, or I keep receipts and stuff, but QuickBooks does a lot of that. So the main one I use to run my business is QuickBooks. To create illustrations, designs, and like graphics and social media stuff, I use the Adobe suite, but mainly Adobe Illustrator, Lightroom, and Photoshop. I don't really use anything else for my freelance stuff. To make YouTube videos, I use Rush a lot. But I also use for illustrations, I use Procreate. Mainly that's it for illustration. Sometimes I bring it into Adobe Illustrator if they need a different kind of file, but mainly Procreate will do everything you need for illustration. I make all my contracts and like forms and stuff for people to sign in Adobe Illustrator. I know people will be like, whoa, that's weird for Adobe, because Adobe is more of a drawing, creative animation program. But Illustrator gives you so much more freedom. Like, I hate InDesign. I'm sorry. It has its place, and there's people who know it really well and can use it beautifully. Not me. I am not a fan. There's too many restrictions. It doesn't allow you to do a lot of things. You have to bring it into another program to fix this and then bring it back into that program. No, not for me. I love Illustrator. Illustrator is my favorite one. I use Lightroom quite a bit for quick things, Photoshop for more in-depth and detailed things, and then Rush to create videos. And if you know how to use Adobe Illustrator really well, it really helps with Adobe Rush to make videos, because you can animate things like this, or you can add in things that you've created yourself. You can add filters and do all these things differently. If you really know the programs, you can use them all together very well. I used to use I think it's called iMovie, way back in the day for my first. It's good. If you're starting out, it's free. Go for it. But I would definitely say Rush is a better move, or a level up move for video content. Another question I had about my freelance business is, where do I find clients? This can be a struggle for me sometimes, and everyone that I know. Freelancers that have been doing it for 10 years, they still struggle finding one source that has good clients, or good way to get clients. So I used to use Upwork. I don't really use Upwork anymore. I use Fiverr, Facebook, like any kind of social media platform. Instagram and Facebook are where I get most of my clients, and it can kind of tie in with word of mouth, because like people will ask a question on Facebook to find someone who needs a logo and they need a designer, and then someone who knows me will mention me on that. like in the comment sections, they'll mention me and then I can reach out to them. But otherwise, I just post a lot of the work I've been doing, and people will be like, oh, I know someone who needs that, or I need that for my business, or tell me more about this. Like, social media is the best way for me to get clients. Again, Fiverr is pretty new for me, so I haven't got a lot of clients from there, but I've gotten a few, and I feel like it's kind of like a build-up kind of thing. So working on that. What other? I know that there's a lot of other things like Fiverr. I'm not on them myself, but they work pretty similarly. Like, I think it's called, I don't know if I'm gonna say these names right, Dribble and Behance. I don't know. You can look into them if you want. I have not started using them, at least not yet. But yeah.